Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Going alone, going solo, whatever. So yeah, someone on Instagram told me about this one, and I was at Total Wine last night, and sure enough, they had it. This is Southern Tier Maple Warlock Imperial Pumpkin Stout, 8.6 ABV. I'll start using that as a thumbnail again. Yeah, so just gonna jump right into it. No, this is the no frills version of Chad's Beer Reviews. So as you can see, I know it looks black on camera. It's like deep brown. Did get I don't know, 2 fingers of foam when I poured it. Well, it definitely smells like maple, and it smells like fake maple. Like you heard like the maple oatmeal, like Quaker maple oatmeal. That's what it smells like. Yeah, or it smells like like Aunt Jemima or Mrs. Butterworth maple syrup. It doesn't smell like the authentic, good stuff. I will say like the maple is like so strong. It's like obscuring the pumpkin character, although I don't believe there's any actual pumpkin made in these beers. As I've said many times, beers that are so-called pumpkin, it's not that they're almost none of them have actual pumpkin in it. It's just when they say pumpkin, it's ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg. Those are the pumpkin spices. But yeah, so to me, it smells like a kid's cereal. Slight pumpkin spice. I will say I don't really get much like alcohol off the 8.6, but it doesn't really smell like a stout either. So hopefully it tastes better. Cheers. Okay. That was surprising because on the nose it's like all maple, but in the mouth it's kind of the opposite. Like that maple is like pretty obscured. Like right away, I get the classic pumpkin spices, the cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg. I'd probably say like they're actually pretty evenly balanced. Yeah, there's like a chocolatey essence there. Could just be from the dark malts from the stout. Although one thing I never really liked about Warlock is that to me it never really came across as like a stout plus pumpkin spices. It's always just like a pumpkin flavored dark beer. Like you're not really getting like intense roastiness on this. I will say like there is like a tiny little bit of like a coffee note on here. Or maybe that's just my brain tasting the pumpkin spices and just, associating that with like pumpkin spice creamer. Yeah, kind of tastes like, just like your pretty standard, typical pumpkin spiced anything. If you ever had pumpkin spice from, you know, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, Wawa, any of those kind of places, that kind of pumpkin spice flavor. I will say, like, it's actually not especially sweet, which I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's 8.6, so you would think, like, it'd be, like, like a little, it's going to be, like, pretty malty. But oddly enough, it's really not. In fact, like I said, this doesn't really come across as a stout to me. In fact, do they even call it a stout? They do. Imperial Pumpkin Stout. To me, this is more like it's almost like a really strong brown ale. There's like the sweetness there is like this like kind of soda kind of taste. So it's like, it's sweet, but like it's not rich and it's definitely not decadent. Yeah. And the maple, mostly comes across like in the aftertaste and the finish there. It's just kind of like a slightly kind of maple syrup aftertaste. Like, I don't know if you ever had pancakes at Denny's or IHOP or something like that. Just the aftertaste you have in your mouth from the maple syrup. It's kind of what you have here, but again, like it's not like the super decadent, indulgent kind of flavor. It's just like a maple syrup flavoring. Again, going back to what I said at the beginning, like a maple flavored, breakfast cereal or oatmeal. Mouthfeel on this one's kind of thin. Definitely thinner than I was expecting. I mean, I haven't had a regular Warlock in a while, or maybe I had it last year. I don't know. I just can't remember. But you know, you would think this would be, you know, approaching full body, but I'd say this is like medium tops. Carbonation, probably about medium, maybe even medium high. Yeah, so like, you know, I went into this thing that was going to be, you know, like kind of like on the thicker, more indulgent side. But to me, this, like I said, this just drinks like kind of like a strong brown ale. Not that it's bad. It's not that it's bad. It's just that it's like, to me, obviously faux. Can't really pick up anything in the way of like specific hops. I mean, there's probably some kind of like spicy hops in there, like maybe some kind of continental, you know, Saz or Hallertau, something like that, which would play off the pumpkin spice pretty well, I think. But yeah, like this is it's definitely a dessert beer, but it's like like you can't go into this thinking this is like a like creme brulee, you know, like something like something super indulgent. This is like having like Little Debbie snack cake for dessert. Like that's, you know, compared to like, you know, cheesecake or, you know, German Black Forest cake or something like that. So, you know, it's okay. I'll be able to finish this. It's not bad at all. It's just, you know, Southern Tier has really dumbed down their beers in the last 10 years or so. So, like, this is definitely like the supermarket consumer kind of product, not the craft beer nerd like me or probably you if you're watching this. But anyway, it's okay. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10 for the Maple Warlock. You know, it's okay. It's good. I'll drink it. I forget the price on it. I think it was like $5 for one bottle. Not too bad, but yeah. So you're expecting something super indulgent and decadent, this isn't it. But if you want just like a easy to drink dessert beer, this is a pretty decent one. All right, so I'm rambling. If you watch all the way in, you know you're awesome. I'll see you guys whenever I see you. Cheers.